The 5,300-year-old murder. Who killed Otzi the Iceman? The world's oldest cold case solved. He is running. He is 10,000 feet up in the freezing Alps, exhausted, bleeding, and terrified. He knows he is being hunted. He stops to rest, thinking he has finally outrun his pursuers. He eats a final meal. He feels safe. He is wrong. An assassin is watching from the rocks. A bowstring is drawn. A flint arrow flies through the air and slams into his left shoulder, severing a vital artery. He bleeds out in minutes, alone in the ice. The snow covers him, hiding his body and his secrets for 5,300 years. In 1991, the ice finally melted. We found the body. We found the weapon. Now we are going to find the truth. This is the oldest murder mystery in human history. Who killed Otzi the Iceman? Intro. Welcome to the cold case of the millennium. When German tourists Helmut and Erika Simon found a corpse in the Ötzi Alps on the Austrian-Italian border, they thought it was a modern hiker. Police were called to investigate a crime scene. They had no idea they were investigating a crime from 3300 BC. This is Otzi the wet mummy. Unlike Egyptian mummies dried in sand, Otzi was freeze-dried instantly, preserving his skin, his organs, his tattoos, and even his blood cells. But the most shocking discovery wasn't his age, it was his death. For a decade we thought he froze to death. We were lying to ourselves. A scan revealed he was executed. What? Was he a king? A shaman? An outcast? And is there any truth to the dark rumors that disturbing his sleep unleashed a deadly curse? We are climbing into the death zone to find out. The forensic evidence found on this single body is more detailed than most modern crime scenes. It's mind-blowing. If you want to see how science solved a 5,000-year-old murder, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to AdventureHidden because this story gets darker with every chapter. Chapter 1, The Impossible Discovery, A Body Out of Time. Imagine hiking on a sunny day and finding a human face down in a puddle of meltwater. Your first thought isn't history, it's tragedy. That is exactly what happened on September 19, 1991. The botched recovery. Because the authorities thought Otzi was a modern casualty, the recovery was a disaster. Police used jackhammers and ski poles to hack him out of the ice, accidentally damaging the hip of a priceless artifact. They even broke his longbow. They had no idea they were damaging the most important archaeological find of the 20th century. The realization. It wasn't until the body was brought to a morgue in Innsbruck that the anomalies started to scream at the experts. The clothes, he wasn't wearing nylon or wool. He was wearing a coat made of goat and sheep hide, stitched with animal sinew. The shoes, he wore complex shoes stuffed with grass for insulation, ancient thermal wear. The axe, this was the smoking gun. In his hand was an axe. Not steel, not iron, but pure copper. Why the axe matters. In 3300 BC, a copper axe was like carrying a Ferrari. It was a status symbol of immense power. Only a high-ranking chieftain or a wealthy warrior would possess one. This immediately destroyed the theory that he was a poor shepherd lost in a storm. He was a VIP. And VIPs usually have enemies. The cliffhanger, but if he was so important and if he died of exposure, why did he still have his valuable axe? Why didn't his companions take it? Or, why didn't his killers loot it? The fact that the axe was left behind is the first clue that this was no ordinary robbery. Chapter 2, The Silent Witnesses, The Gear of a Survivor. Before we get to the murder, we have to understand the man. Otzi wasn't a primitive savage grunting in a cave. He was a sophisticated traveler prepared for the apocalypse. The survival kit. Otzi's belt pouch contained a fire-starting kit, flint and pyrite. He carried birch fungus, which has antibiotic properties. He knew about medicine. He had a backpack with a wooden frame. The tattoos. Perhaps the most intimate discovery was his skin. Otzi had 61 tattoos, lines and crosses inked with soot. But these weren't for decoration. X-rays revealed that almost every tattoo was located directly over a joint suffering from arthritis or spinal degeneration. These were therapeutic tattoos, an ancient form of acupuncture used 2,000 years before it was supposedly invented in Asia. The mystery of the blood. DNA analysis of his gear revealed something terrifying. On his knife, his coat, and his arrows, scientists found the blood of 4 different people. Blood from 2 different people on one arrow. Did he shoot it, retrieve it, and shoot again? Blood from a 3rd person on his knife. Blood from a 4th person on his coat. The cliffhanger. Otzi wasn't just walking, he was fighting. The blood evidence proves he was involved in a violent skirmish hours or days before he died. He was running for his life, carrying the blood of his enemies on his gear. But who was he running from? Chapter 3, The Cold Case Solved, The Arrow in the Shoulder. For 10 years, the world believed Otzi died of hypothermia. The narrative was tragic but peaceful. Then, in 2001, a radiologist decided to take one more CT scan of the chest. What he saw on the screen made his blood run cold. The kill shot, lodged beneath the left shoulder blade, deep in the tissue, was a small, stone arrowhead. The shaft had been removed or broken off, but the head remained. The trajectory, the angle showed the arrow was fired from behind and below. Otzi was ambushed. He never saw it coming. The damage, the arrow severed the subclavian artery. In modern medicine, this is a fatal wound without immediate surgery. In the Copper Age, it was a death sentence. Otzi would have bled to death internally within minutes. The head trauma, but the arrow wasn't the only wound. New scans revealed a severe blow to the back of the head. Did the killer shoot him, watch him fall, and then walk up to finish him off with a rock? Or did he fall and hit his head on the ice? The cliffhanger, here is the strangest part. The killer was close enough to verify the kill. The killer saw the body. Yet the killer left the copper axe. He left the valuable gear. He left the food. What? Why commit a murder and leave a fortune in loot sitting in the snow? This suggests only one motive: personal revenge. Chapter 4, The Final 48 Hours, A Hunter Hunted. Forensic science is so advanced we can now reconstruct Otzi's itinerary for the last 2 days of his life. Plays out like a thriller movie. The pollen evidence. By analyzing the pollen in his stomach and lungs, scientists tracked his movements. 33 hours before death, he was high in the mountains, alpine zone. 24 hours before death, he descended into the valley, pine zone. What? Did he go down to his village? Was he exiled? Final hours. He frantically climbed back up into the high pass. The hand wound, a deep cut on his right hand between the thumb and forefinger, had begun to heal. It was a classic defensive wound. Days before the murder, Otzi was in a close-quarters knife fight. He grabbed a blade to save his life. This confirms he was already in conflict. The last meal. Here is the most heartbreaking clue. 1 hour before he died, Otzi stopped. He built a fire. He ate a massive meal of ibex meat, wild goat, and einkorn wheat. The psychological profile. You don't stop to eat a huge, heavy meal if you think an assassin is 5 minutes behind you. Otzi thought he had escaped. He thought he was safe in the high altitude. He let his guard down. That is when the killer struck. The cliffhanger. Who hates a man enough to chase him up a frozen mountain, ambush him while he eats, kill him, and leave his gold standard axe behind? Was it a rival for power? Or was it something darker? Chapter 5, The Curse of the Iceman, Legend or Coincidence. Science explains the murder, but it cannot explain what happened after the body was found. Just like the opening of King Tut's tomb, the disturbance of Otzi has been linked to a series of premature and bizarre deaths. The list of the dead. Rainer Henn, the forensic pathologist who picked up Otzi with his bare hands. He died in a car crash on his way to give a lecture about the Iceman. Kurt Fritz, the mountaineer who led researchers to the body. He died in an avalanche in a familiar area. He was the only one in his group to die. Helmut Simon, the man who found the body. He disappeared in the Alps in 2004. He was found dead, frozen in the ice just like Otzi. Dieter Warnecke, the head of the rescue team who looked for Helmut Simon. He died of a heart attack hours after Simon's funeral. Konrad Spindler, the leading archaeologist on the case. He scoffed at the curse, saying, "I think it's a load of rubbish." He died of unexpected complications from MS shortly after. Tom Loy, the DNA expert who analyzed the blood on the tools. He died just as he was finishing his book on Otzi. The reality check. Are these just coincidences? Many people worked on the project who are fine. But the string of deaths connected to the primary figures is enough to make even the most rational scientist look over their shoulder. The locals in the Tyrol region whisper that the man of the ice was a shaman, and he was never meant to be woken. 7 deaths linked to one frozen body. Is it the curse of an angry spirit, or just the statistical probability of people who work in dangerous mountains? We want to know your vote. Comment curse or coincidence below. Chapter 6, The Final Verdict, Profile of the Killer. We may never know the killer's name, but we can profile him. He was a local. He knew the mountains as well as Otzi. He was a skilled archer. And he was motivated by something stronger than greed. He didn't want the copper axe, he wanted Otzi dead. Historians speculate that Otzi might have been a deposed leader, hunted by a younger rival. Or perhaps Otzi was the villain. Maybe the blood on his knife was from an innocent he killed, and the arrow in his back was an act of justice, not murder. Otzi remains in a refrigerated cell in Bolzano, Italy, viewed by thousands every year through a thick glass window. He is a time traveler who brought us a message from the past, that even 5,300 years ago humanity was capable of incredible ingenuity and brutal, calculated violence. Otro. The ice preserved his body, but it could not freeze the passions that led to his death. Otzi died alone in pain and betrayed. But in death, he became immortal, teaching us more about our ancestors than any other human being in history. The case is closed, but the mystery of his life remains. If this deep dive into the world's oldest murder mystery kept you on the edge of your seat, please like this video and share it with your fellow detectives. And for more thrilling journeys into the world's most incredible lost histories, make sure you are subscribed to Adventure Hidden. Until our next expedition, watch your back and keep searching for the truth.